Okay, what is good, YouTube? So as you can see by the title, we took a small win today in the market. So typically, I would say we took a win across three accounts. Now today, I had a bit of an issue with the accounts where I could only trade on one of them. Originally, I thought it was a trade sinker issue. It turned out to be an alpha futures issue, just where the accounts weren't loaded onto my trade sinker or my trading view. So I only had access to the one account today. The issue's resolved and it's kind of balanced the three accounts back out again. Just because the same issue happened on Friday. Um, Originally, I thought it was something that would just resolve itself. In fact, no, that's a lie. I've just told you a lie. On Friday, I didn't actually realize that was the case. Um, it just happened, and then when I took that trade, luckily for me at the time, it only happened on one account, not the three. I just thought it hadn't copy traded on TradeSync for some reason. Today, when I logged on, I didn't have access to either of the accounts, either of the other two accounts. So contacted support. Anyway, long story short, the issue is now resolved. So from tomorrow onwards, we will have access to those accounts, and we can then trade on them again. But for today, we only had access for the one account, so hence the 440. Bear with me. The 442 and $26 win. It was just on the one account, which we'll go over now. So price action today, coming into market, we obviously had this super bullish move upwards. Yesterday, obviously I was break even for the day. I thought yesterday we would go to, make that extension up, take out all-time highs. We didn't. We wanted to retest this level. We swept that level of liquidity, still respecting this hourly gap here, and then we've made our move up. So London, we swept all-time highs. Now what I'm actually happy with more than anything today was that I've taken lessons from last month. Obviously, last month I was, going short against all time highs. What I've learned from that is it's a dumb thing to do. I've learned the hard way. If you are watching this and you're not familiar with all time highs, please watch the other videos and just learn from my mistakes that shorting against all-time highs isn't the smartest thing to do. Now, of course, if price action is delivering price in a way where shorts make sense, you've got to make your own mind up in terms of that. But today I tried to take from any lesson that I made last month into session today, and I just bared it in mind, had it in the back of my mind. But what I actually wanted from today didn't play out exactly how I wanted it to do, but I will go through that with you. So, as you can see, we had London high here. We had these internal lows here. So these are just 5-minute lows. Now, within these, we had 5-minute fair value gaps. So what I wanted price to do was come down, sweep one of these lows, and then obviously respect one of these levels, one of these gaps here, and then from there have a bullish movement up. So we had these levels here that we could have, looked to respect, but price didn't do that. We just went straight up on market open, and typically, as per my usual strategy, that's when I would look for reversal. We swept a key level of liquidity. Now can we look for confirmation that price is going to, reverse and go lower, and we can target these levels that I've marked out. But the lesson I've made from last month is at all-time highs, don't be so sure on that. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to see price come down, respect one of these gaps here that I marked out, these 5-minute gaps. As you can see, price respected this one here. Along with that, we also had equilibrium. So from that low there to that high, price come up and perfectly respected that level there. So that was for me a good sign that price was respecting the bullish trend, and we could look to go higher. Now, I would only have ever looked for shorts in today's market if we had a closed a full candle below this gap here. But like I said, that didn't happen, so respected that. We went into equilibrium. From there, what I look for now is my confirmation. For me, it was a continuation upwards, confirmation that the price was going to continue upwards. Now I need to look for my entry and confirmation that price is going to continue higher. So we had this 1 minute gap here. So we had this 1 minute gap here, this bearish gap. So as you can see, we come down, respected this level. We didn't close fully above it, so I didn't enter. Come back down, and then we cut right through it, and we also broke structure. So super solid entry there with the break structure, the inverse of the 1 minute fair value gap. Now, I didn't actually enter there because when I went to enter, I was setting a stop loss, and price rallied higher, and it just made my stop loss, my actual stop loss, the amount was far greater than I would have liked it to be. So I didn't enter. I stuck a limit order on this fair value gap here, and I hate limit orders. Like, I would strongly advise not to use limit orders, only use market orders. But on a funded account, another $100 risk, it matters if it hits that. I would have been above what I'm willing to risk on the day. So today I just had to kind of work with it, and price literally almost went without me. So where I set that, on the very next candle, let me just move out of the way a sec, price come down and it didn't fill me by that much there, and then made that move up. So I was like, this is typical. Price is now going to move higher without me. I'm going to lose on the day. But I could have entered. I could have maybe put my stop loss higher, but I might have been stopped out on this move down here. I stuck to where I was happy to enter the trade. I thought, what, it is what it is. If it taps me in, great, I'm into the trade. If not, just have to get on with it. So luckily for me, it did, and it actually come down and wicked me in here. Now, I thought I was going to get the most perfect entry I've ever had in my life when we started to move back upwards. We didn't. We moved back down, just retested this gap, just filled price there, and then we moved higher. So we made an equal high here on all-time highs. So I was pretty confident the price wasn't going to allow equal highs at all-time highs. I thought we were going to move up, but when we started to consolidate here, I did move my stop to break even. For me personally, and my experience in the markets, when price consolidates like this, it breaks out one or two ways. It either breaks out in your favor, which I was expecting, to be fair, today, as we were in such a bullish uptrend, all-time highs, made them equal highs there. I was pretty confident that we weren't just going to leave them, there. But when it consolidates, it either breaks with you and goes in your favor, or it breaks against you and it can go horribly wrong. So I did move my stop loss there just to protect losses. Now, price did come down, we rallied up, and we swept these highs out here. Once we'd done that, I just didn't want to take any unnecessary loss in the day, especially with break even yesterday. I wanted to take something from today, so I did move my stop to this level. And then, as you can see, when we come down, we made this new low here. We moved above these highs here. On the next move up, I moved my stop loss to this because for me, especially with break even yesterday, I didn't particularly like how price was developing. I thought it was slow today. I didn't think there was much movement to it on ES and NQ. So I just wanted to take something from the day, especially with me only trading on the one account. That was lower than the other three as well. That was in the back of my mind. With all those things combined, I just thought, you know what, let's just make sure we get something out today. If we do continue higher and move towards my actual take profit up here, perfect, we'll make more. If not, at least we're sort of making something. And my stop loss was around this candle here anyway. As you can see on this move down, I would have been tapped out just at break even anyway. So I made 440 instead of probably like 20, if that. So definitely a good decision to do that. Something I wouldn't usually do, but given the circumstances today, I just made that decision. And that's something that you have to make for yourself on the day. I don't usually trail stops, but with all things considered, today I did, and it worked out in my benefit. So yeah, I'm super happy with today's trade. I thought, you know, my entry was good. My trade idea was super solid. Um, I've learned from mistakes that I did last month, which I was most proud of. Something that, you know, I've made note to do. But I think when I was going over my monthly goals in yesterday's video, I was saying, you know, to learn from any mistakes, you know, continue from learning from losses. Especially, you can always learn from your wins as well, but I think losses is where you're going to make the most amount of progress when you really sit down and analyze what you did wrong. So losing those 5 back-to-back trades last month, trading at all-time highs, I think for me has enabled me to take money from the market today. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And yeah, we'll go again tomorrow. That's today's trade recap. And then one thing I did want to cover quickly at the end is these videos that I'm making are not for, if anyone does watch these, obviously at the moment no one is, it's only really my friends, but if people do end up watching these videos, it's not for you guys to pick up a strategy from me. I'm not trying to teach you a strategy or how to trade. I think what I want to do is firstly just analyze these for myself, but then secondly show it can be done, more in terms of, you know, passing the funded account, going on and getting a payout, um, and just making that progression step by step with a bit of patience, a bit of consistency, and obviously hard work as well, and just show it can be done. So yeah, I'm not trying to teach you how to trade. You've got to develop your own strategy. There's various YouTube videos out there. Go and watch people. Go and watch, you know, multiple strategies. Go and test them for yourself. Figure out what works for you, because what works for you might not work for someone else. What works for someone else might not work for you. You've got to find out what works best for yourself and how you can best interpret how price is going to move. And I'm not going to be the one to sit here and try and teach you that. One, because I don't think I'm in any way capable to do that. I simply have developed my strategy by watching people, watching various YouTube videos, and found what works best for me in order to get the results I do. And I just want to show you that it can be done with discipline, hard work, consistency, and patience. So yeah, that's what I want to get out of this, if anything. And yeah, like always, just that's it. That's my rant over. That's today's recap over as well. But yeah, if there's anything that you do want to see, you do want me to explain better or help with, please do let me know. Always open to suggestions. But that is that. So until next time, I'll see you when I next trade. See you in a bit.